And we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here, Eric Rodriguez, every Monday night live on the GSMC Sports Network to talk about the greatest thing in the world, professional wrestling, all the action inside and outside the ring, backstage curtain calls, all the rumors, all the drama. We talk about basically absolutely everything in terms of professional wrestling. We talk about contract status of superstars, inactive statuses, injury updates. We talk about contract negotiations and extensions. We talk about promotions from WWE to AEW to TNA to Ring of Honor. So make sure you guys Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into our third segment. We got the WWE Women's Midcard titles in trouble, ? Go ahead and leave a comment after watching this show. Let me know if you feel like the women's mid-card titles are in trouble. Or if you feel like, it might be a little bit slow and steady and you might have to wait for these eggs to hatch. But it's going to hatch into something absolutely beautiful, which I believe so. I trust it. I honestly do, 1,010%. But, I love Lyra Valkyria as a babyface champion. Chelsea Green as a huge United States Women's Champion, being a heel. But, the women's division has been the backbone of NXT, and it looks like it's only going to grow more and more and more, and it's going to flood into Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. You have a whole bunch of prospects waiting on the back burner to debut on the main roster, which a lot of fans are absolutely scratching and clawing their way to possibly get it. You see a lot of talents in NXT that could make an impact on Monday Night Raw. Obviously, thinking of, you have Kaylani Jordan would be a great. You have the Meta Girls, Lash Legend, and Jakara Jackson. Jada Parker would be amazing on the main roster as well. There's just gang load. I would love to see Fatal Influence. Why not? I'd love to see them get into it. But NXT, they have a great women's, division, and I don't really feel like they're going to touch it quite just yet. But, hey, who knows? The women, basically, they finally got their mid-card titles. They should have gotten it basically like years ago before they lost a lot of talent because a lot of women were just fighting for one championship. So then, essentially, your way up to the top, you would get bottlenecked right there, and everybody would be kind of stuck in the predicament where, hey, not everybody could win. Not everybody could hold the most prestigious prize in the women's division, the WWE Women's Championship. So then, there was, then the Women's World Heavyweight Champion, was created. Then the Intercontinental Championship was created. Then the, United States Women's Championship the United States Women's Championship was created before the Intercontinental. But then North American Championship, the women's in the NXT division, NXT promotion was developed first. Obviously, you just saw the inaugural winner there, Kaylani Jordan, holding that title. But, it was long overdue. It was long overdue for some mid-card titles, but some fans aren't actually loving the direction that it is heading into as of this moment. With the WWE Women's United States Championship, so far all we've got was, a feud between Michin and Chelsea Green. Between Chelsea Green, title competitors have been, it's been insanely repetitive. Even in Monday Night Raw, Ivy Nile, Dakota Kai going after Lyra Valkyria. So, some fresh faces within those mid-card title contentions could be a pivotal factor for WWE's success. You also have, Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade. You have Sol Ruca. You have a lot of these NXT veterans that can make their jump up and make a huge impact on Monday Night Raw or on SmackDown. So, WWE needs to start having some new, fresh faces. And with this, NIL, WWE ID, the whole Evolve thing, I feel like they're going to get those superstars rather, quicker rather than later. I did watch WWE Evolve, and the women's match was it was great. Carly Bright and Kendall Gray, absolutely phenomenal, 1,010%. Armstrong was great. I, for one, am a huge fan of her already. So, you can't wait to see what a lot of these women superstars would do on the main roster. But WWE, I feel like they need to switch it up a little bit. And I know, you've recently had this whole thing happen between Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi that's going to bust things wide open because, I kind of hated the fact that they tag team together to win that championship, which ultimately I feel kind of crippled the women's tag team division. Like, you don't see Katana Chance or Kenny Carter Midcard anymore. You saw one half of the unholy union get released, and you also saw dang, who's the other tag? Pure Fusion Collective. You still have Shayna Baszler, you still have Zoe Stark. But you had a lot of you had some potential women's world tag team champions, like actual like tag teams, which would have been better for the division that instead of Belair and Cargo, who belong in the singles division. I was a little blind a little bit. At first I hated it, then I grew to love it, then I kind of hated it. But as of right now, I feel like it's a great choice to have maybe Jade. I feel like Jade is main event worthy. 1,010%, but it wouldn't surprise me if she's the one to dethrone Chelsea Green, which would be pretty cool, which would be pretty badass. I feel like the mid-card titles still aren't getting a lot of TV time, not a lot of good possible bookings and storylines are going to be developed. We have Becky Lynch still in the wakes of coming back, Asuka, Kairi Sane still set to return. Alexa Bliss would make the WWE Women's United States Championship absolutely 1,010% interesting as hell. So I would love to see that. I would have loved to see a little bit of I feel like Dakota Kai maybe does have a little bit more of a pop than Lyra Valkyria. Natalya as well could have definitely represented the WWE Intercontinental Championship in the women's division. She's a veteran. She's a veteran. She definitely acquires a lot of attention. She definitely, in terms of the universe lover. When she's very live on social media about things, and she's the sweetheart of WWE. And you've seen her family hold the Intercontinental Championship held high. Io Sky is another name that would be absolute fire in this division as well. But right now, as the Women's World Heavyweight Champion, I don't really see her dropping the title anytime soon. But maybe, because I feel like that'd be kind of messed up. You know what I mean? Rhea Ripley gets her rematch. So then we have a triple threat match at WrestleMania 41. Io Sky taking on Rhea Ripley, taking on Bianca Belair, the winner of the Elimination Chamber match. It all seems groovy. I know Bianca Belair is actually putting her WrestleMania undefeated streak on the line. Maybe Jade Cargill finds a way to kind of screw her over. Maybe. But I don't know. I feel like, I feel bad for Io. But in terms of the Women's Intercontinental title division, I feel like Io, Lyra, and Liv Morgan, those girls would be absolutely amazing wrestling for that mid-card title. Ultimately kind of creating like a little bit, not like a 4-horsewoman kind of thing, but I don't know. I definitely do feel like they need they need something different. They need a new taste. And both champions, during the elimination qualifying matches were pinned. Were pinned. Bayley pinned Lyra Valkyria. Chelsea Green was pinned by Naomi, which was kind of shocking. And Naomi, I think she won cleanly, by the way. So what the heck, man? I'm just kidding. No, Chelsea. WWE has yet to make Lyra and the Intercontinental Championship a huge big deal for WWE. Kind of like what you're seeing with the Speed Championships for the for just the women and the men's. WWE doesn't really seem to care about it. They don't really seem to care about it. You don't see you don't see Candice LeRae parading around the WWE Women's Speed Championship, which means, dude, like, if WWE is going to showcase it on SmackDown when she's not proudly holding the title over her shoulder, if WWE doesn't care, why should we care? You know what I mean? As fans, why should it matter? I know WWE Speed, I had so much high hopes for it, thinking that it was going to be like a reboot of like 205 Live, but it wasn't. It sucked. But I don't know. And then Chelsea Green, the United States champion, she was pinned again. She was pinned cleanly by Sol Ruca in a tag team match on NXT this Tuesday. So I feel like Sol, a random like underdog, fresh face coming into the WWE would be pretty cool. And then she would give a title shot to like Zarya or something like that. Maybe Zarya, maybe she. No, you know what? I feel like the women's division on SmackDown, I feel like they have a lot of heels. I feel like they already have heels, so it's not really that much. There has been speculations that Trish Stratus actually might be able to dethrone Chelsea Green of that championship. And I feel like that would create a lot of buzz. That would create a prestige immediately if you have the 7-time WWE Women's Champion win. And Trish looks great. She looks like she can go for definitely another run, another championship run, and eventually drop the title to someone who's ready, someone who makes it up from NXT, and then they drop it, she drops the title to them. So that would be pretty cool. That would, wouldn't be a bad storyline. Wouldn't be a bad booking right there. But being honest, these two champions, they need a path, they need a story, they need a perspective. The titles should be defended quite more. Both titles, I feel will change hands at WrestleMania. Everybody knows that WrestleMania is kind of like the Super Bowl in terms of the NFL, how it's kind of like, okay, WrestleMania is over, brand new season. It's going to be a brand new season, and I feel like the new season is going to come out with brand new title holders. So that should be pretty interesting. Can't wait to see it. Some say 5 titles, for each brand is a little bit too much with the Women's World Tag Team Championships floating around. But honestly, I disagree. 1,010%. I like it. I like the fact that they implemented a women's mid-card title, something they should have done a long, long time ago. But back then, giving women a little bit more television time wasn't really a huge priority for WWE circa, 2015, 2000, yeah, but it was, it was about time. It was about damn time, and you shouldn't get rid of it. Definitely should not get rid of it 1,010%. But just a little bit of love here and there, creating a new, couple of new faces coming in would be pretty badass. But I definitely don't think. I feel like it's not in trouble. The women's mid-card titles aren't in trouble, but it, much like everything in this world, it could definitely be elevated a little bit more. All right, without further ado, we're going to talk about our next segment. We got Becky Lynch's WrestleMania return. So grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite ice cold beverage, and join me here in about 25 seconds. So hey, do not go anywhere.